it's okay, ma'am.
Oh, why don't you join Aditya sir itself?
This meeting is being recorded.
मॅम झालंय आता चालू करायला आदित्य सर आले
Hello, can you hear me?
येतोय मॅडम आवाज येतोय सर आवाज
So I hope students are joining. From the students, see, some students have joined, and we are just in the entering the things right now. So, on behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth New Law College Placement Cell, I welcome all the students for this skill development seminar on analytical and reasoning skills. This seminar is meant for the students who will not only be preparing for JMFC or other competitive examinations, but this is also for as a life skill. You can take this as a seminar because the nitty-gritties told over here will be helpful for you in the entire process of your life. And they will be helping you in solving different types of examinations, such as the examinations which are competitive type of examinations, whether they may be of law or may not be of law. But the focus over here today we are going to give is on law examinations, and especially the examinations which are taken by the companies and the JMFC focus. So without much of this thing, taking much of your time, I would request Bendale madam to formally inaugurate this session and guide us in this matter. Madam, over to you, please, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. And welcome to everyone. Dear students, I welcome you to the workshop on analytical and reasoning skills, breaking the JMFC code, organized by ARK Academy in collaboration with New Law College, Pune Placement Cell, coordinated by Mr. Rajesh Karanjkar, sir. And for this today, I welcome a very studious and sincere personality from the law fraternity. And of course, I take the pride to welcome my alumni student, Mr. Aditya Kedari, who is the founder and director of ARK Academy Pune. And he has very well consented to train you all for this particular concern. And I'm so very happy that Aditya has taken up this particular assignment and of course consignment. And he's very well training other students from other law colleges also in his academy. And I'm very proud to have him today over here. And before, of course, I call in Aditya to take over. Let me tell you the core objective of today's particular workshop is to help the students to have an analytical mind, a reasoning mind, to be better judges in the coming future. So that is the core concern for today. And before, I would like to tell you all, and if you all are aware about common law legal system and civil law legal system, they are the two major legal systems of the world. And when we talk about the common law legal system, it is the adversarial procedure which has been followed by the judges to do the justice. And in the civil law legal system, it is the inquisitorial procedure which has been followed by the judges to do the justice. So when I talk about both these particular procedures, I mean the adversarial procedure, it says that the judges are very passive throughout the whole trial, and they become active when they apply the law to the facts, law to the facts or facts to the law, and then they deliver the judgment. And in the inquisitorial procedure, if you see, the judges are right from beginning of the trial, they are inquirer. They are very inquisitive. They in such a way that they go to the places where the event has happened and they make the inquiry, they prepare the reports, they gather the facts, and then they apply the law to the facts. The best thing to tell you is when I'm telling you about both the procedures, I mean to say that in both the procedures, you require analytical and reasoning skills. And that is the reason why today's personality is here to train you to have an analytical and reasoning mind, to develop your mind towards the skills, so that tomorrow when you become judges, this will help you to adopt to the judicial system of our country. So thank you once again. Thank you, Aditya Kedari ji, and of course my student, and of course Rajesh sir for arranging this particular session and this workshop. Over to you, Aditya. Thank you so much.
Before
Thank you, ma'am.
before Aditya sir does his start his listing, I would just like to introduce Aditya Kedari sir. We are all, you may be, some of you may be aware that he is taking some lectures also here in our college. But see, he was in Symbiosis and he has taught many subjects which are related to the competitive examinations, and he is having his own art academy which we'll be soon collaborating with him, and we'll be having some more collaborations with him after this semester with him. Mr. Aditya Kedari is our alumni. Plus, he also taught Symbiosis Law School, and he was with Navalman Firodia Law College. And you can see that he is also having a great personality. He is also a great sportsman. Plus, he has recently won state level award in I think archery, right? Aditya? So
Yes, sir.
yes. Plus, he is also just not well physically, but mentally is also that strong as he is physically looks. His looks are. The main subjects being cryptocurrency related areas. I had attended his one of the presentations. And plus, he is having now his own academy, just not to train the students in JMFC related areas, but also in areas which are related to MPSC and all. He is himself a net qualified person, so he understands the type of examinations and the integrities, because we can see that the most toughest examination today held in all India level is the net examination, where passing percentage is negligible. But he has cleared this examination with flying colors, and he is also joined us as a visiting faculty. So without much taking of your time, and I would like to invite Aditya Kedari sir to take this further. And I would also like to thank Vendala madam for her presence during this session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any Rajesh sir.
And thank Rajesh sir for such a generous introduction. I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
audible.
my voice. Yeah.
Yes, sir, you
I
are
just
audible.
Rajesh sir, you mute yourself, please.
Yeah, I have muted myself.
Yes, no, you are not muted.
Oh.
Now you mute yourself. Even I'll mute.
Aditya sir, I wanted to share my presentation. Can you please allow me to share the presentation here?
Yes, sir. एक मिनट.
Yeah, just allow me to post the
हो सर.
presentation.
हो सर. येस सर, करू शकता तुम्ही.
Thank you. It's taking some time. Just 1 minute. Is the presentation visible to everybody? Yeah. but it is available.
नाही झाले शेअर केलं.
You are screen sharing.
हा स्क्रीन ओपन करणं.
Yes. Hello everyone. As Rajesh sir and Bendale ma'am has talked about me a lot, but today, yes, I'm very privileged that I have been invited for guiding you students with respect to the preparation strategy for Judicial Magistrate First Class, and also telling you the relevance and the importance of analytical and logical reasoning. Because specifically in the field of law, a lot of students are scared of basic numeracy and reasoning skills. But I will assure you one thing, it is nothing to be scared of if you have proper guidance and if you have the willpower to overcome your troubles. So a little bit like I'm right there on social media about my academy. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Facebook page, Facebook group, and a Telegram channel, which is named Academy, that is ARK Academy Pune. And there are some of my successful students who have qualified for UPSC. Some of them have become IRS, some of them have become IS. And yes, completely that is their hard work. But yes, through my guidance and our willpower, these people were able to crack the examination. Okay, so this is a little bit about me. Let's start. The topic, the agenda for today is basically I will tell you the relevance and the importance of analytical and logical reasoning, because this is one of the parts which is neglected by majority of the students, specifically in the field of law, but you can't do that. And why you can't do that, I'll let you in my next slide. Next, I'll be discussing what are the different types of questions which are asked under this particular topic. A lot of students this is the biggest problems. I will be letting you know some books which you can refer to, where you can find this type of questions which are asked in the test and various competitive examinations, where analytical and logical reasoning is very much important. Then I'll be discussing about JMFC. I'll be telling you about the eligibility criteria. I'll be explaining you the exam pattern. I'll also discuss the syllabus. I'll tell you the book list. And finally, we'll have a question and answer session. So without wasting too much of time, I would like to tell you the importance of analytical and logical reasoning. It is one of the most important components of the syllabus for majority of the examinations in India, including the placement tests which are conducted in every college, whether it is engineering, whether it is law. Every legal firm or any corporation wants a student who is having skills. Okay, that is a basic minimum requirement which today the HRs as well as different corporates are looking for students. So I'll be letting you know some of the most important exams which are very much relevant for this particular topic, which you might be thinking about or you might not know about, which you can prepare for right now or in the future depending upon your discretion. So some of the exams which are very much important for your future, if you are preparing for that, where analytical and logical reasoning are asked and they are very much important for qualifying the examination. First, we have the CAPF, that is Assistant Commandant Examination, which is conducted by UPSC. Yes, there is UPSC and State Civil Services examinations where you get selected for IS, IPS, IRS, Deputy Collector, Deputy Superintendent of Police. There are a lot of these examinations where analytical and logical reasoning is a must. Then we have RBI Grade B Officer, which is one of those where you get into the Reserve Bank of India. Then you have SEBI Grade A, another very good position where you can prepare for. Then Foreign Services, we have CDS, SBI PO, that is Probationary Officer in State Bank of India. We have IBPS, Probationary Officer, Law Officer examination are also there. Every bank, every branch has a law officer. So you can prepare for that, where this particular topic is a must. You should know about this particular topic. There is RBI Assistant, SBI Clerical Exams, IBPS Clerical Exams, SSC, placement tests. Basically, whenever you are going to sit for placements, they are going to ask you questions which are based on basic numeracy and the logical reasoning, where if you go wrong, if you are not able to score properly, then more often than not, you are not going to be selected for the interview. Okay, you might be getting too much amount of marks, but see, because of the last 2 years of lockdown, and because of the online pattern of the lectures and each and every one of you might have observed that all the CGPAs are around more than 9. People are having CGPAs of 10. So this placement test is going to be very important for placements, because they know that what has happened in the last couple of years, in where there is none of your mistake, but they will be checking whether you truly understand the whole syllabus and you understand the laws along with these reasoning capabilities. Okay, that's why this test, which are going to be very important for you to get selected for the interviews, and your probability for getting placed will increase. And there are many more examinations as such. I can't put every examination in the slide, but these are some of the important ones which you can prepare for in the future or in the present, depending upon your choice. Then there is another question is always asked, sir, question कैसे पूछे जाते हैं? Majority of the time students are confused कि what kind of questions are they asking. So I will be giving brief different types of questions which are asked in the exams. So for example, basic numeracy, the questions like number systems, average, ratio, proportions, percentage, interest calculation, profit, loss, time, work, time and distance, probability, permutation, combination. So this is one of the sections where they are quite interested in asking you, and they are quite interested to know whether you really do understand the basic numeracy. So this is one section which many questions will be asked from here. I think kindly mute. Yeah, right. So this is one of them, right? Basic numeracy. इस पे सवाल आते हैं examination में. Then you have general mental ability, in which questions are like coding, decoding. They will be giving you find the odd number. Then you have blood relations. They will be giving you a lot of relations where you have to find who is the father, who is the mother. Again, it's quite confusing, but it's if you get the technique right, whether it is basic numeracy or general mental ability. If you have the technique, if you know the technique, you can solve any question. Then you have direction sense, that this person has started going in the north direction, then he goes to the south direction, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Then how much distance apart is he from the original distance? Like that, they are asking questions where you should know north, west, east, south. Agar wo aapko directions nahi pata, you can't imagine the diagram, then more often than not, you are going to not be able to solve that question. Puzzles are asked in the examination. There is verbal and non-verbal reasoning also. Along with that, there is data interpretations where there will be pie charts, bar charts, line graphs. They will be giving you different kind of diagrams where they will be asking you questions regarding those charts and graphs, and accordingly to solve the question. Again, data interpretation is another one where some of the legal firms are interested whether you have that kind of interpretation of specific data, because see, data has to be interpreted to convert into information. Data as such does not have any value. Value is in information. Data में value नहीं होती. Once you interpret and analyze the data, then the firm wants information. The firm does not want data. So you should have the skills of data interpretation as well. Then you have logical reasoning. Yes, logical reasoning, they ask you syllogisms, statements and conclusions, assertions and reasons. Okay, there will be questions like there is a round table where a person is sitting on the right direction. He's looking towards the north direction. He's looking towards the south direction. So if you are able to understand which person is sitting where around the table, you will be able to solve all the questions correctly, and we will be able to score very high in the various examinations which I mentioned right now, including the placement set. We have where there will be a paragraph. There will be a paragraph which will be given to you. You have to understand that paragraph, in which you should have good. You should be able to newspapers. So if you are not reading newspapers daily, then you start reading it, because after reading the newspaper, you should be able to understand what the newspaper or the editor is trying to tell you. On the basis of that, questions will be asked, and you have to solve those questions. And then there is legal reasoning. Okay, where your analytical skills are checked, where application based questions are asked on law, which is normally not discussed in the your courses when you are preparing for LLB or when you are preparing for your LLM, because most of the time we are more concentrating on the facts or on the different case studies, but we hardly apply those sections in real life. And legal reasoning, yes, they will be giving you a situation where you will have to apply your mind, and then you have to have solved that particular question. If you're not able to, again, that will reduce your marks and your probability. Now, such a lot of different type of questions are asked in different examination depending upon their syllabus, but this is around, this is the maximum coverage. These are the questions which are asked in the examination. These are the ones which are asked the most. And for this, you can have different books. We have Arihant, is a very good publication. It's a big book, but yes, it's a solution which will provide all the topics are covered in that book. Again, we have also R.S. Agarwal. R.S. Agarwal is another very good book which will provide you all these kind of different kind of questions which you can practice with respect to analytical and logical reasoning, including basic numeracy. So these are some of the books. Now understand, this is your power play. Okay, this is your power play because there is a time constraint. You have to solve all the questions within a time constraint. So it's a power play. You have to go on hitting. If you don't understand the question, you have to move to the second question. You can't stick to a particular depends on the examination also. So if there is sufficient amount of time, you can give that much amount of time. But more often than not, specifically in competitive examination, there is a time frame. If you have not understood the question in the first reading itself, you are wasting your time to read it again, because hardly you might understand anything else. So it's a power play where you have to immediately try to solve the question. If you're not able to solve the question within 1.5 minutes, max 90 seconds, if you're not able to do it, go to the next question. Okay, because in competitive examinations, in placement test, the major factor is time. Time is the most important factor. And in that power play, if you don't play properly, if you're not a Chris Gayle and if you're playing like Cheteshwar Pujara, then obviously you are not going to crack that particular exam, and neither are you going to get any further opportunities. You might waste your attempt. Okay, so you have to prepare in such a way that you are able to, and see, the best logical reasoning basis, if you get the correct answer, you're going to get the full marks. There is no if or, there is always yes or no. There is clear cut black and white. Answer is correct or answer is wrong. So if you get the answer right, you are going to get full marks. If you get it wrong, yes, there can be negative marking as well. So now what I have come across various kind of candidates who are preparing for different examinations. So there are different kind of people, different kind of students. So some of them are like, मुझे सब कुछ आता है, I know everything, I am the expert and I don't need to practice, मुझे सब आता है, I am comfortable. I have seen people from engineering backgrounds, I've seen people from commerce and account background, which they are dealing with mathematics. उनको लगता है कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है और वो आखिरी मोमेंट तक प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते, या even they don't practice at all, and they directly go to the examination and then they try to solve the paper, and then they find out that मेरे को सब कुछ नहीं आता. Don't practice, increase your speed accordingly. You have to prepare. आपको prepare करना बहुत जरूरी है. Types of students who are very scared, majority of them, specifically in the field of law, they are like, मेरे को बहुत ऐसा धक धक हो रहा है, they're always scared that मुझे नहीं आता, I don't know mathematics. See, for such kind of candidates, it's important that you should be at least able to solve the basic questions. बहुत सिंपल, जहाँ पे फॉर्मूला है, क्वेश्चन है, डायरेक्टली आप फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करके आपका आंसर आपको मिल सकता है. So you can't have such kind of negative approach when you're preparing for logical reasoning, basic numeracy. Okay, you need to have a very positive frame. You have to be very smart like this. The person who is preparing, he has proper guidance, वो proper practice कर रहा है, वो overconfident नहीं है, but he is a very smart person who goes, he understands. If he doesn't understand, he goes to the proper person for guidance. Practices properly, is not underconfident or overconfident. He knows what he has to do, he or she, according to the situation obviously. And these people are the ones who are likely to crack this particular kind of paper and particular kind of questions. So please have a very positive attitude, not overconfident, neither underconfident. You have to be very neutral and you have to keep working. So basically, if you want to see, there is a lot of practice involved. आपको बहुत all you need is where you have to study. मैं आखिरी मोमेंट में कर लूंगा तब मुझे याद रहेगा, मैं आखिरी मोमेंट में सिर्फ फॉर्मूला रट के चला जाऊंगा, I'll just understand some mathematical formulas and some basic concepts, मैं आखिरी मोमेंट में रट लूंगा और मैं एग्जाम में जाके सॉल्व कर लूंगा. ये अप्रोच बिल्कुल गलत है. You have to practice on a daily basis. Along with that, you should have a willingness to study. If you are not willing to study, no teacher or no person, so there has to be some willingness, and along with that you need practice. आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी, अदरवाइज किसी भी एनालिटिकल लॉजिकल रीजनिंग का क्वेश्चन, बेसिक न्यूमेरिक्स का क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व नहीं कर पाओगे. So normally I tell students who are preparing for such examination कि whenever the exam comes, at least 1 or couple of months ago, you start practicing for at least 2 hours every day. Okay, every day you need to practice for a couple of hours. So this is what you need to do. Now the next topic which I would like to discuss is about JMFC, Judicial Magistrate First Class or Civil Judge. What are the eligibility criteria? Majority of the time students are confused about the eligibility criteria. I'll just go through it. First of all, educational qualification is that you have to be having a degree. You should have completed a degree of LLB or LLM from a recognized university or college. Obvious common sense, you need to have a law degree. It can be BLLB, VLLB or LLM. Okay. Now for fresh graduates who are immediately passed out, all right, 5-year course or that those not practicing, age criteria is for open category it is 25, for OBC non-criminal it is 28, and for SC/ST it is okay. This is the age limit. If you're considered to be open and if you pass a 5-year course after 22 or you become 22 or 23 till 25 maximum. Okay, the age has to be less than 25 when you're filling the form for the examination. आपका age 25 या 28 या 30 से कम होना चाहिए for fresh graduates. Okay, if you have age bar हो जाता है तो मैं आपको अगला ऑप्शन बताता हूँ आप क्या कर सकते हो. Second is that minimum percentages which is required in LLB is the final year marks have to be more than 55%, minimum 55% or 50% if you are SC/ST. उसका मतलब ये है, it is not an aggregate of your 5 years. It is only the mark sheet of your final year which matters. Okay, 50%. ठीक है, only 5 years, only the 5th year, only the final year marks are considered. Aggregate is not considered with for this particular examination. Another very important factor is you cannot have any backlogs. 5 साल या 3 साल आपका एक भी बैकलॉग नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, nahi sir, I was ill, I was not well, there was lockdown, and because of online examination, I was not able to give exam, I was not able to log in. This kind of reasoning, the State Service Public Service Commission is not going to listen. Once you have a backlog, it's a backlog. You cannot sit for the examination, as simple as that. So आपको कोई भी backlog नहीं हो सकता. Now, there can be a situation where some of this criteria might be a big problem. आपके मार्क्स कम है फाइनल ईयर में, you might have some 50 to 53%. or your age bar ho chuka hai, or you might have a backlog. In that situation, the second option is that you can go for an LLM degree. While bringing the same conditions like, okay, where again the age limit will be the same, 20, 28, 30. Marks of the final year of your course, 1 year तो बंद हो गया है, तो फाइनल ईयर जो LLM का सेकेंड ईयर का स्कोर 55% से ज्यादा होना चाहिए फॉर ओपन कैटेगरी एंड 50% फॉर SC/ST. और यहाँ पे भी बैकलॉग नहीं चाहिए. तो दोनों साल जब आप LLM करोगे वहां पे भी बैकलॉग नहीं चाहिए. ओके, नाउ सपोज दिस इज आल्सो, ये भी नहीं हुआ, LLM में भी बैकलॉग लग गया या मार्क्स कम आ गए, एज बार हो गया, तो अनदर ऑप्शन इज दैट यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस. 3 years of practice is required after you get the sanad. Sanad मिलने के बाद, not after the completion of your graduation. Lot of the time students are confused कि graduation के 3 साल बाद नहीं, सनद मिलने के बाद 3 साल जो होता है वो टाइम कंसिडर किया जाता है. दैट यू हैव प्रूफ, यू शुड हैव प्रूफ फॉर अप्लाइंग फॉर JMFC व्हेन यू हैव 3 years of practice and okay, obviously आप जब LLB LLM नहीं कर पाओगे उसके बाद भी आपका एज बार हो जाता है, then the age will be increased to 35 for open, for OBC non criminal and 40 for SC/ST. तो 35 साल अगर मैं ओपन कैटेगरी की बात करूं तो 35 एज तक आप अटेम्प्ट्स दे सकते हो. ऑल राइट, सो दिस इज द एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया फॉर JMFC. देन व्हाट इज द एग्जाम पैटर्न? सी देयर इज 3 steps are there. On the first step there is prelims where there will be 100 questions for 100 marks. The medium is English and the question types are MCQs. तो मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन जाते हैं एंड अकॉर्डिंगली आपको 2 घंटे के अंदर 100 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने पड़ते हैं. दिस इज for the second is your mains. For main there are 2 papers for 3 hours each, 100 marks. You can write it in Marathi or English, or if it's Rajasthan, you can write it in Hindi, or Bihar, UP, आप हिंदी में, Delhi में आप हिंदी लिख सकते हैं. For Maharashtra, okay. Now, if you qualify this also, then you go for the interview. Interview is for 15 marks, and आपके main का score और interview का score merit is लगती है. All right. So interview, if you get qualified, if you clear the mains also, then you will be qualifying for the interview, and फिर सारा score पकड़ के merit list लगती है, and then accordingly you are allotted the post. Okay, if merit list में नहीं आते तो आपको post नहीं मिलेगी. So these are the 3 steps: prelims, mains, and interview. Then after that, I should be telling you about the syllabus for the prelims. So the prelim syllabus is CRPC. We have CPC, Indian Evidence Act, Transfer of Property Act. We also have the Specific Relief Act, Limitation Act, Constitution of India, Indian Penal Code, Indian Contract Act, Indian Sales of Goods Act, and Indian Partnership Act. Maharashtra, if for Maharashtra JMFC, then these are the 12 subjects which are asked in the prelims for MCQ based questions. Okay. Now, out of this, the main syllabus is that Constitution and Maharashtra Control Act is not for mains. तो बाकी के जो 10 सब्जेक्ट हैं वो सभी के सभी सब्जेक्ट आपको मेंस में होंगे. So if you look at the main syllabus for the paper 1, which is the civil paper, we have CPC, Transfer of Property Act, Specific Relief Act, Indian Contract Act, Indian Sales of Goods Act, and Indian Partnership Act. तो आपके पेपर 1 का criminal IPC, Evidence Act, CRP, Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities of 1989, Protection of Civil Rights of 1955, and there will be going to be an essay on any current legal topic where you have to write around 800 to 1000 words. So it be current topic, it can be the hijab law which is going on in Karnataka, it can be the removal of Article 370, it can be the criminalization of can be decriminalization of section 77. ऐसे किसी भी लीगल करंट लीगल टॉपिक के ऊपर आपको ऐसे लिखना पड़ सकता है. So this is the syllabus for mains paper 1 and paper 2. Now most important, which books should be read, because कई बार बच्चे बोलते हैं कि सर किताब कौन सी पढ़नी चाहिए. So I have listed some books which are important. Obviously for JMFC all the BERATs are very important. सभी BERATs जरूरी हैं, latest. Then for IPC you can go for KD Gore. For CRPC, you can go for Takwani or Mullah. Indian Evidence Act, you can go for Patukulal, Maineni or Monir. Any of these books is okay. For CPC, Takwani or Kedkar. For Transfer of Property Act, you can go for Sinha or Shukla. For Indian Contract Act, Indian Sales of Goods Act, Indian Partnership Act, you can go for Avtar Singh, Bangla or Mullah, which is of student section. For Specific Act, again, you can go for Mullah. Constitution of India, you can go for MPGN, but it is optional. If you are okay with the Constitution, that will be fine, because anyways Constitution is not going to be there for mains. तो आपको descriptive answer नहीं लिखना है. You will have you are not going to write a descriptive answer for Constitution. So आप अगर BERAT पढ़ते हैं Indian Constitution का, वो काफी है. But या बच्चों को पढ़ना है, some people who like Constitution like me, you can go for MPGN as well. Okay, so while preparing you have to keep calm, whether it is analytical or logical reasoning, whether you are preparing for JMFC, you have to keep calm and trust your teachers. Okay, you have to have a mindset which is very positive, because while preparing, it is not something like your semester exam where you start studying 15 days ago and you clear the exam. Competitive examinations like JMFC or UPSC or state services, it requires a dedication, it requires at least 1 year of preparation. If you want to study yourself, study will be there to oversee your progress, because you cannot apprehend or you cannot have this kind of logic that am I able to study in the proper way, because sometimes you can go in the wrong direction, because when you are studying for such competitive examinations, it's like you are swimming in an ocean. Some person needs to tell you are going in the right direction or the wrong direction. So you have to keep calm, stay positive, and trust your teachers, trust yourself while preparing. All right, so that's about my presentation. I would like to have some questions if anybody is interested. If you have any of your doubts, kindly ask me, and accordingly I will solve your questions. So kindly, this is a question and answer round, so please go ahead and you can ask your questions. Thank you. Any doubts to anybody? किसी को doubts है?
Students, please feel free to ask any questions that you are having. This is the time where you can clarify your doubts also.
Yes, Roshni. Kindly go ahead and ask your doubt.
So basically, I want to know when the questions are put up for the exams, you have 4 options. So when you're answering, so either you're just supposed to stick to the bare acts, or you can, what should be your answer? The judgments which come out from the high courts and the Supreme Court, at times they give you the angle to it, which is from the practice of point of view. So while answering, is it that you have to stick to the bare act, or that's the basic confusion, like in the sense, what would be prevailing? I hope my question is, I'm reaching you, I mean to say.
Yeah. So Roshni, in this kind of question, when you are going for MCQs, for example, for JMFC prelims, you have to stick to the bare act. Okay. But once you have cleared the prelims and you are going for the mains, where descriptive answers are expected, in that you have to give the latest judgments. In that, for example, the essay is there in that it is on some current legal topic. In that, you have to give the latest whatever descriptions have been given by the judgments. But when it's an MCQ, in MCQ you have to stick to the bare act because interpretations keep changing, but bare acts don't change. So basically, when MCQ based questions are asked, these questions are mostly asked from bare acts for JMFC at least. Okay, so normally they will not ask you which is a question which is controversial or where there might be multiple interpretations, but you can kind of question for mains where there's descriptive and then we have to explain in proper different interpretations. You can explain descriptive answers.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, Sagarika.
So how to prepare for Hindi language?
How to prepare for?
If you are going for a language like Hindi.
Language.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're preparing for French, German, or English, some people also find it difficult to understand English. They're preparing for that. So basically, when you prepare, for me, I always suggest people you start speaking. You have to speak in front of the mirror, then you belong to the particular or books which have that language. And the best part is if somebody is teaching or having some coaching institute where they can teach you that particular language, you can take help also, which will make the process faster to understand and to where to start, how to start. So any language you can study. Obviously, the same thing applies that you have to be willing. You have to read those language books, and in your daily life you have to use that language, whether it is any language, whether it is English, German, French. If you just go to the class, if you join any academy, you study, you learn how to say hi, hello, bye, basics. But still, at the end of the day, if you're not using it in your normal life, day-to-day life, you'll forget about it. And the best way is keep speaking that language obviously after understanding. So the process can be made faster if you join any coaching class. That's the only way you can study any new language.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else who has any doubts?
Students, this is your opportunity to ask the questions regarding the analytical and reasoning skills. Most probably he is the person whom you can speak directly and have your questions solved. So if anybody has some doubts regarding this particular skill, that would be great for the others also. Okay, on behalf of everybody, I would like to ask Aditya sir. Sir, are these skills required when we are doing some practice also, or doing some case analysis? Please report on that.
I didn't get your question, sir. Your audio, the voice is breaking.
Actually, the analytical and reasoning skills that we develop during this course or during these things, are they helpful while you are practicing? It's like if there is some case that is coming and you require these types of skills. So how are they more practically?
See, logic is used everywhere. You in common normal life, you need logic and analytical skills, because, for example, there might be a case for property dispute. So where you have to calculate the square feet area. So you should be able to understand how that area is calculated, what are the formulas, and what is the government's future कि आपका यहाँ पे floor space कितना बढ़ने वाला है. So you should be able to understand what is the floor space, what is the square per meter मतलब कितना होता है. Because people don't understand, people are not able to imagine that what is square meter, what is square kilometer, how the property is calculated. So here you need to understand the basic numeracy, you need to understand the basic logical reasoning. कई बार बहुत सारे cases logic से solve हो जाते हैं कि logically which section needs to be applied over here. Sometimes it just it doesn't hit us the first time, but some other person might say कि sir ये भी provision लग सकता था, and then you said yeah, right. So any person who does not have this skill set will find it more difficult to practice rather than the person who's having it. And nowadays the things like cyber crimes, you need to understand how IT works, how it. So you need to understand, you should have logic. If you don't understand that, then how will you understand cyber attacks, intellectual property rights, patents, trademarks? इसमें सब logic लगता है. If you don't understand that, then it will be very difficult to practice. In even criminal cases also, you have to imagine that they have given in the Panchnama, they have drawn the diagram of that room, that here's a window, but it is in 2-dimensional. You have to imagine 3-dimensional. Okay, 3D. So what amount of time was required to come on the 3rd floor? कितना time लगता है? Lift से कितना time लगता है? So that is all logic. Okay, if the person has come by lift, then how did he take 10 minutes to come on the 10th floor? So that will help you in your cross-examination. So it is must. You should have that sense. वो sense होना चाहिए. Logic नहीं है तो भाई बहुत difficult जाएगा आगे. Yes, Roshni, you want to ask?
Yes, sir. Sir, about the district judges examination, same would be the things that we have to follow, because ideally now it will be a level up when we are talking about JMFC and DJ exams. So what would you guide us for that?
It's the same. For if I am talking for Maharashtra Public Service Commission, the examination is called as civil judge and judicial magistrate first class. So depending upon your merit, you can be either appointed as civil judge, that is district judge, or you can be appointed as JMFC. If your merit is low, then you can be joined as JMFC. 2 post होते हैं under MPSC. So it's the same examination, same syllabus, everything is same. Only if you score well, if आपको ज़्यादा score मिलता है, तो then obviously you'll get the post for civil judge, like that.
Right, sir. But only thing is, there are openings for district judges right now. The exams are to be held maybe in a month's time. These are direct posting for the district judges.
See, now because of this lockdown and online examination, the exams have been postponed and they might have not been conducted previous years. So there has been a lot of confusion. So even I am confused कि ये कब conduct करेंगे. UPSC का like last year everything 2020 was shifted to October and everything was haywire. So we have to wait for the notification, and in the notification only they will let you know that how many posts are there for district judge, how many posts are there for JMFC, in that also OBC, Open, SC, ST. In the notification itself, they will let you know that how much amount of posts are there. So that depends, that varies from every notification.
Right, sir. I get you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Anybody else?
Anybody else, please, if you have any questions, or shall we stop the session now? Okay, so on behalf of Bharati Vidya College and the placement cell, I'd like to thank Aditya Kedari sir for his valuable guidance. This guidance is important for us, not only for preparation of JMFC, but also for giving different types of competitive examinations, such as the examinations which are held by different companies when they come. Uh, and actually, analytical and reasoning skills are the two most important skills which are useful in our daily lives also. Uh, as Aditya sir told that they are helpful in case analysis, they are helpful when we are solving day-to-day problems, which may be small problems or more problems. Not only but these skills are very useful in our day-to-day career also. When you be doing some type of job over there, these skills are very important. With this, we come up to the end of the second session of our four skills that we have planned for our career development. The first skill that we saw was the resume building skills. That was also a very important skill. Then this is the analytical and reasoning skills. This is also a most important skill. After that, we will be having a session on interviewing skills. So we will be having some of the faculty from outside who will be guiding you through the interviewing skills. And of course, the personality development and skills that we give in the first year itself. So that will complete our process of you getting aware with the career opportunities and what type of a person should pursue when you are a student, and what sort of skills you should gather regarding your career. So I hope this session was interesting for you. Your feedbacks are always welcome. You have my email ID and contact number. If you want Aditya sir's contact number and email ID, that also can be shared with you very soon. And I also thank Aditya sir for his valuable guidance. And I would like to end the session now. Thank you very much, students, for attending it patiently and asking the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.